Discretion is advised.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Marley and I are up here in the mountains. We're filming for a few different videos, but today I'm going to give you guys my long-term review of the Tactacam 5.0 FTS system. This is a camera that I've used for just about 4 years now. I've used it on just about every one of my hunting trips. All my reviews that you guys see are filmed with this camera. And so I'm going to go into detail, how I use it, some of the stuff that I really like about it, and a few things that I would have liked to have seen them change about this camera. Really, the biggest thing that attracted me to this particular camera setup is the fact that it really doesn't take up much eye relief, and it has a really slim design to where it's really not intrusive to shouldering the gun or carrying it. And I really like how secure it mounts to your scope. It's not going to move around. I've never had an issue with that out in the field. And you guys know I come out here on a frequent basis, and we hike through really rugged terrain. I have not babied this. It doesn't move around. I don't have to worry about it shifting, because the worst thing that can happen is for you to hit record, take your shot, and when you get back to the editing table, you realize that something moved around and you no longer have that recording, because it's just not gonna work. The one thing that I can say about any kind of scope cam is it really needs to be paired with a good quality piece of glass. Typically I use Hawk brand scopes, more on the higher end. I'll go with like the Frontier, the Sidewinder, the Air Max, and I've had okay results with the Vantage, although it's not as good as the Sidewinder or the Frontier. So that's something to think about if you're looking to purchase a scope. Regardless of what kind of camera you're using, you want to get something that has fairly good glass, because don't expect to get a good picture quality putting it on low quality piece of glass. It's just not going to happen. That's my experience. Now, I do obviously have a lot of experience with this camera. I've set it up on many different scopes, and it's gotten a lot easier for me. The more that I do it, I'm a lot more proficient at getting it on quickly. In the beginning, it was a bit difficult for me to get a really good picture, and part of that was I was not adjusting my eye relief correctly. A lot of people that I hear are unhappy with the picture quality. 9 times out of 10, it's because they're just not adjusting the eye relief either enough or at all. And that's the biggest piece of advice that I could give you on getting a good picture with this camera, is really spending the time in adjusting the eye relief. And what you're looking for is a really good balance between the picture that you're going to see on the phone app and a picture that you're going to see through the scope. And you're not going to really have the best of both, and that's really kind of the drawback of this particular camera system, is it does not have a diopter, which I have mentioned to Tactacam. They may want to think about employing that with a upgraded unit, but as is, I've gotten really good results with my video quality. And really it comes down to just the simplicity of the use, and part of that is the phone app. I can open up my phone, I can connect it to the camera here, and I can actually see through there, so I can make all the adjustments, and when it's set the way I like it, I can tighten it down and it's ready to go, and I'm able to format that card. Another complaint that I hear about this camera, and I've experienced it myself, is the battery life. Now, before you head out to a hunt, it's only natural to go ahead and charge all your camera equipment. And you got to keep in mind, if you do keep the battery in the unit, it is technically really kind of on because it's trying to connect to your Wi-Fi. And so if you leave this, you know, the night before, chances are you're going to go use it the next day and it's going to be really low, or it's going to be completely dead. And so if you're going to charge your batteries, I suggest picking up one of these chargers. This holds 2 batteries, and I can plug my USB into there and I can charge it from my power bank out in the field, and your batteries are going to stay charged in here. And I keep this in my backpack when we're out hunting, you know, so I've always got spare batteries. But they do recharge fairly quickly, and so I haven't found that to be an issue. I found the easiest is just to pull the battery out from the unit, and I'll put it back in this charger. This holds 2 batteries. I can plug my USB cord in there, and then I'm able to plug this into my power bank. I can plug it into my car. I come out so often that a power bank is really my best tool for being able to charge all my gear, because I have a lot of other camera gear that I need to charge. I've got this 600 watt that I bring with me on my trips, and I can plug this charger in, and you know, 2 batteries will usually last me at least 2 days of filming, for at least what I use it for. But you could easily carry, you know, maybe 4 batteries and just keep them charged. I keep these in my backpack, and that way I've always got batteries. One of the main reasons we get out in the field with these products is to test them under real field conditions. Now, weather can be very unpredictable out in the wilderness, and on numerous occasions I have left the Tactacam on my rifle out in the elements overnight. And a lot of these nights are below freezing. You get up in the morning, there's frost everywhere. Surprisingly enough, it does very well. Now, typically lithium-ion batteries don't do very well in the cold. And I've experienced this with my camera gear. This camera seems to hold to the elements extremely well. And I have used it in hot temperatures as well, up over 112 degrees in the desert. The Tactacam FTS is one of the least expensive scope cams on the market. These retail for roughly around $300, and I've seen other units go anywhere from $700 upwards of $1,200, and so that's a lot to spend on a camera that, in my opinion, may not work as well as the Tactacam. I really like the slimline design. I like how securely it mounts to the scope, and I like how I'm able to still shoulder the rifle as I would normally, because it doesn't take up much eye relief. If you guys are interested in these products, you guys can visit Tactacam's website. I will leave a link in the description. They do have specials running once in a while, and they do have the Solo Extreme package, which is kind of an upgrade to the 5.0. I will be doing some testing with that, and I'll pass that on to you guys at a later date. I just got to get out in the field, be able to use this stuff to be able to pass the info on to you guys. I really hope I was able to show you guys in better detail some of the stuff that I really enjoy about this camera, how I've been able to use it, and it's worked out really well for me, you know, in the 4 years that I've had it. You know, it's made shooting video a lot easier for me, being able to capture those hunts, and obviously using it for my reviews. The image is definitely good. It does take some time to set up correctly, but if you do it right and you spend the time, you know, you'll learn how to do it a lot quicker. And as I mentioned, you know, I have several different scopes that I use this camera on, and the picture quality is really dependent on the quality of the glass that you're mounting it to. Don't expect to get, you know, a fantastic picture, you know, off of a really inexpensive scope. It's probably just not going to happen. But if you're going with, you know, a more higher end piece of glass, you can expect to get a really good picture quality out of this camera. I really appreciate you guys watching. If you guys have any questions, you know, feel free to leave a comment. If you guys have any experience with this camera, or you guys can always email me through my website at mountainsportairguns.com. Fill out the contact form and I'll try to get back to you as quickly as I can. But I really appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing you guys on the next video.